Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age more slowly than others? The answer may lie in something so tiny that we cannot see it with the naked eye: the telomeres. Imagine telomeres as the smallest protective caps in the world, located at the ends of shoelaces, preventing them from unraveling. These caps play an equally crucial role in our bodies. When they become shorter, our bodies show the first signs of wear and tear. But what if we could extend these little caps again? Let's take a closer look at what telomeres are. Telomeres serve as protective caps for our deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA. However, with each cell division, these telomeres gradually shorten. Eventually, they become so worn out that the cell can no longer perform its functions properly. In such cases, if possible, a self-destruct mechanism is activated within the cell to prevent it from harming the body. But as often happens, not everything goes according to plan. Some of these aged cells, known as senescent cells, remain in the body and release potentially harmful substances. These substances can trigger chronic inflammatory processes in our bodies. Is this the reason we age? This is likely at least part of the complex puzzle of aging. But here is some good news. Scientists around the world are working to not only slow down this process, but perhaps even reverse it. Today, we will take a look at what has already been discovered and whether we can truly stop the clock on aging. Imagine entering a futuristic chamber that looks like the inside of a spaceship. You take a deep breath, and the oxygen you inhale is anything but ordinary. It is pressurized and literally pumped into your body. What happens next? Your cells begin a rejuvenation program as if they have received an invitation to an exclusive wellness retreat. But what is behind this fascinating process? Hyperbaric oxygen therapy plays a crucial role here. It generates controlled amounts of oxygen radicals. These radicals activate adaptive cellular responses, a process that scientists refer to as hormesis. Your cells respond by producing more antioxidants and activating repair mechanisms. At the same time, the increased oxygen pressure ensures that your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, work more efficiently. The result? More adenosine triphosphate, the energy source for cellular repairs. An improved energy supply supports the regeneration of damaged cells and brings fresh energy to your body. But that's not all. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy also influences the genes associated with cellular aging and repair. Particularly interesting is that the expression of genes for both telomerase, the enzyme that can extend telomeres, and deoxyribonucleic acid repair enzymes is enhanced. This helps maintain cellular integrity. And here's the kicker. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy stimulates the release of stem cells from the bone marrow. These circulating stem cells have the potential to regenerate damaged tissue and support healing processes in your body. As if that were not enough, the increased oxygen pressure can also induce epigenetic changes. These changes can lead to a rejuvenation of the epigenetic age of your cells. This means that cellular functions can be positively influenced and aging processes can be slowed down. Doesn't that sound like science fiction? Yet this is exactly what the team led by Yaphet Hakmo investigated in the year 2020. In their study, older adults participated in a therapy where they completed 60 sessions in a so-called hyperbaric oxygen chamber. The results were remarkable. The telomeres in their immune cells extended by up to 20%. And we remember, normally telomeres get shorter with each passing year. But here, the opposite happened. The aging process was at least somewhat reversed at the cellular level. And that was not all. In addition to the extension of the telomeres, another fascinating effect was observed. Old and damaged cells, known as senescent cells, were eliminated. One could say that the therapy acted like a spring cleaning for the body, removing old, inefficient cellular components and making room for fresh, functional cells. This process could not only contribute to the rejuvenation of the cells, but also lower the risk of age-related diseases. This raises exciting questions. Could this therapy, originally developed for diving accidents or severe injuries, actually be the key to extending youth? And what if such procedures were one day accessible to everyone? It is an exciting prospect, but also one that requires further research before we can celebrate it as groundbreaking. Now let's move on to the second approach to positively influence our telomeres. Do you know those little bottles of dietary supplements that make big promises? Rejuvenation in a flash, more energy, a longer life. Such advertising claims often raise high expectations. One of these products is TA65, a telomerase activator. Unlike many other remedies that often lack scientific basis, there is actually solid research behind this one. In the year 2016, Laura Salvador and her team conducted a comprehensive study on TA65. Over 100 participants either took TA65 or a placebo, and the results were truly impressive. The telomeres of those who received TA65 extended on average by 530 base pairs. To put that into perspective, this corresponds to a reversal of several years of cellular aging, almost like a leap into biological youth. Imagine your cells receiving a kind of freshness treatment that makes them fitter and more resilient. But how does TA65 actually work? It stimulates the enzyme telomerase, which is responsible for extending the telomeres at the ends of the deoxyribonucleic acid. Normally, the activity of telomerase in our body cells is quite low, leading to the gradual shortening of telomeres over time. With the additional stimulation from TA65, this process is slowed down or even reversed, at least for a certain period. Of course, the question remains, is this really safe? It sounds almost too good to be true. Are there side effects? Could such interventions cause long-term harm? Here, it is important to look beyond the initial hype. While the data from Salvador and her team show no immediate risks, as always in science, long-term studies are necessary before we have definitive answers. So, be skeptical but also hopeful, and keep these promising results in mind. Because who knows? Perhaps TA65 is another step toward a future where we can better control aging ourselves. And now we come to the last approach for today, Astragalus. This remarkable plant, also known as milk vetch, has been valued in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries and has increasingly attracted the attention of modern science due to its potential health-promoting properties. It is even suspected that Astragalus could play a key role in the fight against aging. A study from the year 2023 investigated a dietary supplement based on Astragalus and found that it could extend the average telomere length by about 200 base pairs while simultaneously reducing the proportion of critically short telomeres. These results are particularly interesting as shortened telomeres are directly linked to cellular aging and various age-related diseases, such as cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. The study also shows that no serious adverse events occurred throughout the investigation, suggesting that this supplement could be a potentially safe and effective addition to a healthy lifestyle. Astragalus contains active compounds such as astragaloside 4 and cycloastragenol, which have been identified as telomerase activators. These compounds could promote the activity of telomerase, potentially leading to an extension of telomeres and a slowing down of the cellular aging process. Nevertheless, some aspects of the study should be critically examined. It was conducted with a relatively small sample size of 36 participants and had a duration of only 6 months. Additionally, there was no control group, which complicates the interpretation of the results. Long-term effects and the safety of prolonged use of the supplement were also not investigated. The authors of the study themselves emphasized that further research is necessary. Particularly larger clinical studies with longer durations are required to understand the full potential benefits of Astragalus. Furthermore, future investigations could also uncover possible risks associated with the long-term use of the supplement. Research on telomere regeneration suggests that we may be at the beginning of a true revolution in the fight against aging. Whether through oxygen therapies, dietary supplements, or natural substances like Astragalus, the results are exciting. However, before we dive in fully, we should not forget how important the basics are: regular exercise, a healthy diet, and sufficient sleep. Because these factors also have a direct impact on our telomeres, and that completely naturally. What do you think? Is this the right path into the future? Should we invest more in such research? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. And as always, you can find the links to the studies in the video description. We wish you all a long, healthy, and happy life. Until next time.